sun rises through the rain, rider waits where the wild grass bends, and the road begins where the silence ends. The wind came down from the northern sky, whispering low as it wandered by. It moved through the grass like a restless ghost, carrying names of the ones long lost. It touched his face, then crossed the plain like an old song calling him again. He heard no words, but he understood. The wind still speaks as the old ones would. The prairie rolled beneath endless blue, golden and green as the morning grew. His horse moved slow through the waving sea, with nothing ahead and nothing to flee. No fence, no road, no boundary line, only the earth and the open sky. He looked across that boundless land and felt the world beneath his hand. Somewhere beneath the open sky, the years fall away, the old days die, but something remains when the footprints fade. A story written in earth and shade. The wind remembers what men forget, the names, the tears, the roads we've left. The river remembers every stone, the mountains remember we're not alone. And when our tracks disappear from sight, the earth still carries the weight of our lives. Long after the last words have been said, the wind remembers what men forget. Dark clouds gathered across the west, the thunder rolled like a warning drum. Rain came hard on the rider's chest, and the wild horse fought where the cold winds pressed. Lightning tore through the endless night. For a moment the world became pure white, then silence fell when the storm had passed, and the prairie breathed like it always has. At dawn the mountains rose from the haze, blue-gray giants in the morning blaze. Their ancient faces carved by snow had watched 1,000 generations come and go. The rider stopped and lowered his eyes while eagles turned in the endless skies. He knew then the truth the mountains knew. The earth was old and its time was few. For every man is a passing flame, a whispered breath, a forgotten name. But the stone remains and the rivers run beneath the moon and the rising sun. The wind remembers what men forget, the names, the tears, the roads we've left. The river remembers every storm, the mountains remember we're not alone. And when our tracks disappear from sight, the earth still carries the weight of our lives. Long after the last words have been said, the wind remembers what men forget. Who were the first to cross this land? Who heard the wind before we came? Who watched these mountains touch the stars before we ever gave them names? We only travelers passing through, like clouds across a morning blue. The land was here before our birth, and it will remain when we leave the earth. The evening burned on the western rim, a river of gold where the daylight thinned. He built a small fire beside the trail while the first stars rose beyond the veil. His horse stood quiet beneath the trees. The night moved softly upon the breeze. He watched the flames, then looked up high, saw the mountains against the sky. The wind remembers what men forget, the names, the tears, the roads we've left. words have been said.